Inspiration for Teachers podcast, bringing you dynamic and inspirational educator interviews. Our fascinating guests share their professional challenges and creative resolutions for success. Discover their workable strategies, ideas, and resources to reach your educational goals. And now your host, Kelly Long.
Welcome to another episode of Inspiration for Teachers. I'm your host, Kelly Long, and I have another fantastic guest joining me on the show today. Before I introduce today's guest, I wanted to share with you that this episode forms part of a mini Women in Education series, a collaboration between myself and the amazing women over at Women Ed, a movement that started off the back of a question on Twitter about women in education. But to tell us more about that, I'll introduce you to our specialist educator, Jules Daulby. Originally, Jules taught English and drama and was deputy head of sixth form. She then took a 2-year gap working as a radio journalist in the Falkland Islands. On a return to the UK, she taught in further education. She's previously been an SEN, the local authority SEN's team. Now, before we dive into your educational challenge of mature leadership, so if somebody else was considering, moving forward themselves into a leadership role, and like you said, not necessarily into the formal pathway of leadership, so deputy head, what kind of ideas and kind of strategies would you recommend would be a good starting point, especially if you are juggling all of your, home life and what's going on there?
Everything you've said is absolutely right, and it is full on, and I think it's worth accepting that as well, because I think for a while I sort of almost tried to hide the fact I had children, and I'd turn up and try and pretend that life was fine, and I had some disastrous times with that, and when you that kind of thing, when somebody asks you in the corridor to speak to you, and you're just running off to get your children, and rather than saying I'm off to get my kids, I'd go, yeah, okay, and then I wouldn't really listen to what they're saying, and I would give them ridiculous answers possibly, and I'd also be late to pick my children up. And what has worked much better for me is always to be very honest. So I think that sets you up in a much better and more confident way, to accept I am a really good teacher. I'm a good leader. I will do all this very well for you, but I do have children. So there are bits that I will have to amend and be flexible around. And I think if you're honest, that helps actually. And it helps my own confidence, because the times when I was trying to hide having my children, I don't think I was particularly confident, and I wasn't really listening to people if I was in a rush to get to places. Then choose your employers wisely and choose the role you want to do wisely.
Thank you for listening to this short snippet of Inspiration for Teachers podcast. If you found the information contained within this episode valuable, head over to our website at inspirationforteachers.com. You can download the full episode and all of our best educational resources. That's inspirationforteachers.com. Don't forget it's the number 4 in the URL.
Thank you for joining us today on Inspiration for Teachers. For more resources, tips, and advice, visit our website, inspirationforteachers.com. If you enjoyed today's episode, we would love to connect with you. Just click like on our Facebook page at facebook.com/inspirationforteachers.